What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about some of the best power forwards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, I know Paul George just came out, and you could have Paul George if he was a power forward, probably at S tier. Do I think he makes the best lineup in the game right now? I think it's very debatable, but I'm not necessarily that sold on Paul George right now. But we're going to be going over about 40 players here and ranking them on this tier list. Now, we're going to be trying to get through this video in about 20 minutes. So I don't, put you guys to sleep, right? We want to, get through this thing pretty rapidly and talking about each and every one of these players. Now, before we dive any further into it, man, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 110,000 subscribers. A card I have not used much of, but I kind of don't mind is Amari Stoudemire. Again, I can't sit here and say I've used Amari that much, but the card is solid. I mean, his release is easy enough to green with the 78 3 ball. His driving, standing dunks are good, can handle the ball decently. Speed-wise is solid. The defensive end of the court is not great, but he can hold it down at 6'10". I mean, here's the deal. Amari is not bad in my team. He might end up dropping to C tier. We'll have to see, but I definitely do like the card. I'm going to move him to C tier for right now because I think Danny Manning is that B tier where, yes, I know a lot of people are going to hype up Danny Manning, and maybe he is he is A tier. Here's what I'm going to do. Move Danny Manning to A tier, Amari to B tier. Because Danny Manning is basically the whole package. I mean, is he the best small forward, power forward in the game? No. Is he absolutely incredible to play at that power forward position? Absolutely. I mean, there's not really many flaws in Danny Manning that you can find. Definitely A tier caliber to me. Next up, guys, we do see Dennis Rodman, who I am going to throw into C tier. Look, on the defensive end of the court, Dennis Rodman is really, 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 really good. Maybe one of the best defensive players in the game. There's not going to be many people to argue against that. Now, on the offensive side of the court, that's where things get pretty tough for Dennis Rodman. He can't really move. His dribbling is not great. His shooting is, I think he's got a 73 ball. Leaves a lot to be desired. I don't hate Dennis Rodman because he's got good D, but he's not good. Talk about a garbage man in Dirk Nowitzki. There's not very, I don't know if let's be honest with each other. How many players are worse than Dirk Nowitzki in my team right now? How many? There can't be that many. The dude can't move. His release is not good. I mean, offensively, he's not good. Defensively, he's horrible. What is Dirk Nowitzki doing for you guys on the court? Please enlighten me. The card is dirt. Draymond Green is not dirt. I'm going to throw him right in there with Danny Manning. It's one of those things where, yes, I probably would prefer Danny Manning, but I think they're both really, really solid guys to run that power forward position. For Draymond, he's just that little short, so maybe you put him in B tier. But I still think because of his wide player model and easy release to green, I'm not saying it's a good release because it definitely is really slow, but easy to time release, I think you've got to put him at A tier. If you don't want to put him at A tier, I get it, and I'm not going to argue against it, but I do think that Draymond Green is deserving of A tier. AD, S tier. I know a lot of people are fascinated by Dwight Howard, and I think whether you like AD better, whether you like Dwight Howard better, you have a valid argument. But if you don't think Anthony Davis is still S tier to this day, I just don't think you know 2K, because the card is elite offensively, defensively, shooting-wise is just fine. There's no flaws in Anthony Davis at all. Definitely is S tier. Anton Jamison up next. Gonna throw him at C tier. I'll say it, this year more than I think ever, releases matter, man. And Anton Jamison's release, do we even need to talk about it? It's that LJ Baylor release. It's going to be gross. There's going to be people in my comments that are mad that Anton Jamison's not higher. And that's fine with me. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own wrong opinion. But he's just not great. Remember, guys, this is basically all primary power forwards outside of maybe Bron and Tim if they are primary small forward positions. Elton Brand, a card I like a lot more than Anton Jamison. And for Elton Brand, a lot of people aren't going to see the full picture with Elton Brand. I'm going to put him at B tier, but I'm telling you guys, a lot of people aren't seeing the full picture. Defensively, in rebounding, is where this card is going to be at its best. Shooting-wise, it's good enough. 68 3 ball. That's good enough to green with. I mean, is it going to be spectacular? Is it going to be great? No, but he has a greenable release too. I think Elton Brand is massively underrated. I'm putting him in A tier, and you guys can cry. Jermaine O'Neal also going in A tier. Way better at the center position. 100% gotta get that out of the way. Way better at the center position. And a lot of that has to do with, I think, his player model. I mean, I love he has a wide player model, especially if you compare him to a guy like KG. His wingspan is pretty solid. I ran Jermaine O'Neal for quite some time. And his real only flaw for me is that release, right? His release is pretty bad. But outside of that, card is elite. James Worthy, also going into A tier. If you want a great kind of stretch forward that's mobile, that can dribble a little bit, that's James Worthy. The problem is for me right now, I don't think that's the meta of the game. You're gonna come up with guys that run into Dwight Howard, AD at the 4, and I just don't know if James Worthy is the best card to match up with those types of guys. But I'll say this: as far as smooth releases in my team, James Worthy's is definitely up there. Zach Randolph up next. I think Zach Randolph's the perfect guy to put in B tier. I mean, and maybe I do move Elton Brand down, but for Zach Randolph, his speed is a little bit low for me personally. His defense is okay, not Elton Brand level. I just don't know if I see it with Zach Randolph. Yes, he might shoot the ball better than a guy like Elton Brand with a little better 3-ball, a little better badge-wise. But I never really had success with Zach Randolph. I know some people like him, but that's just not me. Rashard Lewis up next. And some people are going to like Rashard Lewis. That some person is not me, though. I'm not going to like Rashard. I'm not going to hype him up. Yes, he can shoot the ball well. And at the small forward position, maybe he's better. But his release is pretty bad, guys. It's not great in my team. Only has 31 base badges, too. I'm going C tier with Rashard Lewis. D12 up next. And is he not a shoo-in for S tier? I mean, he might be the easiest guy to include at S tier on this entire list. He might be the best power forward in the dang game. I mean, yes, he's a primary center. He'll be on my center list as well. But we've got to talk about Dwight Howard at the power forward position, considering that's personally where I run Dwight and where I'm probably going to run the card in quals. Josh Smith up next, and he's A tier. And I know his release is not good. He has basically the same release as Anton Jameson, but here's the deal for Josh Smith. He does everything on the court so good. If his release was good, he would play for nearly everybody in my team. He would literally be Anthony Davis type level. The problem is, his release is horrible. It's the problem with Josh Smith. Still can't be any lower than A tier on him, but trust me when I tell you guys, his release leaves a lot to be desired. Detlef Schrempf up next. I'm tired of people hyping up Detlef, man. Detlef is garbage, man. This card, I need to relax. He's not garbage. He's just not great in my opinion. Like, what does he give you defensively? He's not bad, but he doesn't really give you that much defensively. I just don't see it at a Detlef Schrempf. People are going to run this card at power forward, but for me, I just think there's better options. I'm going to go A tier with him because I think he does belong in A tier, but I'm just not a fan of the card. KG is either at the top of A or low S, and right now I'm going to go low S with KG. You guys can debate as much as you want, but the one thing you can't argue against KG is he don't play defense. Hall of Fame anchor, interceptor, post lockdown, and rebound chaser. Has great speed, good interior, good lateral quickness, good dunking wise. I mean, where are the flaws in Kevin Garnett? There's not many of them, and that's the thing for me that I kind of stick to is when you're talking about Kevin Garnett, what can the card not do? He's basically great in every kind of aspect of the game, a versatile forward. He's just not that top tier anymore in my team. Zion Williamson, I'm still throwing at B tier. Look, if you did get a free pink diamond and you are like no money spent, Zion Williamson, if he's who you got, he can play. There's a lot of pink diamonds like Chris Middleton, who's kind of gross. Zion's not that bad. Yes, his release is not great. I'll be the first to tell you that. But as far as running to the rim and those types of things, Zion Williamson is going to do that at a very, very, very high level. Defensively, not great, but on the offensive end of the court, still going to provide that kind of spark plug off the, off that bench if that is where you choose to run him. Blake Griffin up next, and am I gassing it by putting Blake Griffin in B tier? I mean, he's kind of outdated. Does he give you even as much as Zion at this stage? And I don't think he does. Defensively, he's not good. Blake Griffin is C tier in my opinion. Yes, you can make Blake work, But to me, there are just better options at that power forward position right now. And one of those better options is Chris Bosh. I never really loved Chris Bosh, but man, you can't hate on a stretch big like this that can do it all. Yes, defensively, I will hate on Chris Bosh. Because defensively, he's garbage, man. He has horrible lateral quickness. His speed is not great. But his three ball and just stretch ability on the court is absolutely elite. So that's the one thing that I will say about Chris Bosh that I'm kind of, that does kind of excite me, that puts him at that B tier, is just his ability to shoot the ball. Ben Simmons, A tier. You're probably going to see some people running Ben Simmons in calls, and rightfully so. Why? His driving dunk is crazy. Driving standing dunk is crazy. His ability to attack the rim with Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step, bully, and posterizer as well is just nuts. And he's going to play absolutely immaculate defense. I feel like this Ben Simmons, like I've been playing him on my no money spent, but I feel like people still to this day aren't respecting him enough. He can green wide open in the corner too. Like people aren't going to talk about that. But you give him catch and shoot, he is going to knock down shots at I'm not going to say consistent level, but a decent enough level. Aaron Gordon up next. I don't like Aaron Gordon's release, but I'm still going to go with B tier because I feel like he does enough on the court just outside of his release to at least be in that B tier. Look, defensively, pretty complete. Offensively, has some good finishing badges. And I don't see that many flaws in the card. I used him on my no money spent in one of my episodes, and I didn't really have that much success with him, and so that may be why I'm like higher on a guy like Ben Simmons, but I'm just not super high on Aaron Gordon. Sean Kemp up next, and say what you want, I'm still to this day putting Sean Kemp in A tier, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. But when you look at Sean Kemp's stats and badges, how is he not A tier? He's better than guys like Chris Bosh. He's better, in my opinion, than Zion Williamson. He's he can defend a little bit, can shoot the ball well, but attacking the rim again is where I want to kind of go with this. Sean Kemp attacking the rim is absolutely elite. At that power forward position, he's also 6'10". Guys like Aaron Gordon are only 6'8". Guys like Zion 6'7". I feel like Sean Kemp is just a better version of a guy like Amari Stoudemire. MPJ up next. And am I too low on MPJ if I put him in B tier? Because I don't want to disrespect MPJ. I don't mind MPJ. To me, his release is on that slower side of things. And what else does he give you on the court? Yes. I mean, I guess defensively he's solid. But to me, he kind of reminds me of Aaron Gordon, right? Where they're solid enough, I just don't love the release. MPJ is going to shoot the ball better than Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's going to dunk the ball better. But to me, it's just that release being on that. Again, MPJ has a better release than Aaron Gordon. I'm not questioning that. But I just feel like their releases are just on that slower side of things. And for me, there are just other people I prefer. Elvin Hayes up next. He's F tier. He's F tier. I don't know who is going to argue it. He is F tier. I'm actually going to delete by D tier. There's no need for D tier with this list. There's just not. I don't see anybody on my list who is deserving of D tier. Elvin Hayes, Dirk Nowitzki, they're both worthless. They're both F tier. There's nobody that I've covered so far that is deserving of D tier. And so there's no reason for me to even have it on here. AK-47, he's C tier. Somebody, and he was also on my small forward list, and somebody was like, Ty, how is AK-47 not at least B tier? You guys got to realize, it's no longer September. It's no longer October. It's about to be December. We've got guys with way better, just that are way better here. And I mean, if we're talking about AK-47, what really is there to be talking about here? I just don't see it out of AK in my opinion. But hey, that's my opinion for a reason. John Collins up next, and a lot of people love John Collins. And to me, I don't think the card is that bad. But what is John Collins really doing? Defensively is mediocre. Can't really handle the ball. Shooting wise is good, but his release isn't anything special. I'm going C tier with John Collins. Give me Aaron Gordon MPJ over the card. He's not horrible. He's just not great. Jeremy Grant up next. I like Jeremy Grant. I really like Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant's not a card I look at because first of all, he's free. Second of all, I've had a lot of success with him on my No Money Spent squad series. So Jeremy Grant's not a card I'm looking at and then it's like, ew, I don't really like Jeremy Grant. Like, I do like Jeremy Grant quite a bit. I think Jeremy Grant is really solid in my team. A great 3-and-D option. I love his release. To be honest with you, I think his release is absolutely outstanding. And he's just a complete card in my team. There's really no flaws when it comes down to that Amethyst Jeremy Grant. Giannis, I know a lot of people are going to hate me. I'm putting him at C tier. At this stage of my team, yes, Giannis can still play. Anybody above F tier here, you can still run and have success with. I just got to clarify that. But if you're running Giannis at this stage of my team, you must just be starting the game, and he's a great guy to start with at the power forward position. But at this stage, when guys like Aaron Gordon are in the game, when guys, let's say, even like Franz Wagner are in the game, I don't see the point of running Giannis. Now, again, you guys can hate me if you want. That's just my opinion. PJ Tucker, way better at the small forward position than the power forward position. The power forward position, I'd throw him in C tier, to be honest with you. But since he does have that small forward eligibility, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to throw him in B tier. He's only 6'5", guys. He's chicken man in my team, yes, but he's only 6'5". There's really no flaws in the card, though. So if you want to run PJ Tucker, run him. That's all I can say. He's absolutely just fine in my team. Jared Vanderbilt up next. I'm going A tier with Vando. And it's pretty simple when it comes down to it. He can shoot, and he plays defense. What else do I need my power forward to do? He defends at a very high level. He shoots the ball well. What else do I need a guy like Jared Vanderbilt to do? Hall of Fame menace, corner specialist, guard up. He's got a lot of solid badges in my team. You look at, what can the guard not do? He's very solid all the way around. Power forward center. I love Vando. He's been playing on my No Money Spent for quite some time. George Niang up next. I'm not a fan of George Niang. And if you are, hey, do what you guys have to do. But I am not a fan of him. Yes, defensively gets a little bit better. But he still only has 76.3 ball. Can't really dunk that well. Just not that high on the card. Boncaro for this stage is C tier. I loved Boncaro in season 1. I did. Especially, when you come down, to stretch bigs. He was really that man in season 1 for me. But the problem is, at this stage, at least to me, there are just way better options. If you want to stretch power forward, get somebody else. Get MPJ, get Aaron Gordon, Jeremy Grant, PJ Tucker. Boncaro is just not it for me anymore. A little better version of Boncaro is Kenyon Martin, right? Still gives you that stretch big aspect. He's going to dunk the ball, play a little better defense. Do I love Kenyon Martin? No. Do I think he is a little bit better than a guy like Boncaro? Absolutely. Kyle Kuzma up next. I'm going A tier for Kuz. And you guys might be like, Ty, you're pretty stingy on who gets into S tier. Do you want me to just hand out S tier? S tier is the best of the best. Honestly, you can make the case KG, and I'm going to do it. KG is an A tier. These two are by far and away the best two at S tier right now, and it's not even close. KG goes down into A tier to me. That is where he does belong. We still got some heavy hitters in Braun and Tim at the end, so just kind of stay tuned. Lamar Odom, C tier. And I don't want to sit here and slander Lamar Odom, but to me, it's pretty, and this is just my opinion, to me, it's pretty similar. Where it's like, okay, Lamar Odom, Paolo Boncaro. Look, neither of these cards should be playing, in my opinion, for you guys anymore. If you want to run them, do what you got to do, but they're just not great. Larry Johnson up next is B tier. And I know a lot of people love Larry Johnson in season 1, but I love Zion Williamson in season 1 too. It's just season 1 is over. Those days are gone. So if you want to run those cards, do what you got to do. I'm just telling you guys, those cards are, at least to me, not it anymore. Next up, King James. I'm higher on LeBron than about anybody else in the MyTEAM community. So if you're one that you love slandering LeBron, you don't think LeBron James is good, okay, go watch another video, because I think LeBron James literally is a top dude in this entire game. I do. I absolutely love LeBron. Even with the new Paul George, LeBron is still better. So to me, LeBron James, easy S tier. And obviously Tim Thomas to round out the video, S tier. So we actually do have 4 players in S tier. It's just that the last 2 were way down there at, on the list. But, we did have those 2 players at S tier. If there was one guy I would personally move up, it would be KG. I just think KG is way more comparable to the guys at A tier than S tier. There's a guy I would move up from B tier. It probably would be Zion, to be honest with you. I'd probably move Zion up. So if you did get Zion out of that free pink diamond pack, trust me, the dude can play at a very high level. But that is going to wrap it up for our tier list today, guys. Hopefully each and every guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.